got more NBA trades, you guys. Let's start off with the first one. Let's do it.
Ladies and gentlemen, introducing.
So Brooklyn is sending Cameron Johnson to the Denver Nuggets for Michael Porter Jr. This is actually a both-way trade if you think about it, because both players are literally the exact same thing. But yeah, Brooklyn was trying to get Cam Johnson out of there for a while now, for probably a year. And they were finally able to do that. And, Cameron Johnson claimed that he was really excited to play with Denver. And honestly, I would be excited to play too, because Denver is basically contenders, you know what I'm saying? And, they have a chance to make it back to the finals after 2023. But honestly, I think what's really essential about Denver getting Cameron Johnson is the pick and roll scenario. So now you're in a scenario with Jamal Murray and Nikola Jokic, and that pick and roll scenario is going to be dangerous. And I think that's something that the Denver Nuggets could be able to utilize. Russell Westbrook, not the same player as he was once before. If you think about it, especially it's really tough getting Westbrook on the same track from his prime. He's missing layups, missing shots and everything, and it's really tough to see. So I think after doing this trade, Denver should get a lot better, and I'm really excited to see how that turns out. And I really think they could be contenders after this trade. But Brooklyn, it's not going to be an L. It's not a bad trade from Brooklyn. I'm giving that an A-. Denver gets an A. This is an A- because both, like I said earlier, both players are exactly the same. But what I like about Michael Porter Jr. is the fact that he has more rebounds than Cameron Johnson, obviously. He averages way more rebounds than him. He racks 7 boards a game. And, he's able to provide that for a Brooklyn Nets team. But Brooklyn's not that good, and I don't know after this trade if they're going to skyrocket. They might not even skyrocket at all. So I really think that, out of all this trade, Denver has, utilized it better. And I really kind of do feel like it's also worth mentioning that they also got an unprotected 2032 draft pick. So if they can turn that draft pick into a star player, then Denver's going to skyrocket. And then they'll be able to win that trade and be like, oh my God, they shouldn't have gave that trade because that trade led to this player or that player or that player. So if they can utilize that pick and get a star, they'll be great. Another trade worth mentioning that happened a while ago is D'Angelo Russell has signed with the Dallas Mavericks for 2 years, $13 million, because he was a free agent and he signed with the Mavericks. And this is honestly really crazy. So you now have D'Angelo Russell and Anthony Davis on the same team, and they had chemistry back in 2020. So that's already a plus right there. So if he can be able to utilize that chemistry again, then the Mavericks should be able to have a great offense. And obviously, offense is D'Angelo Russell's thing. He's a great shooter. He can be able to space the floor out. And, he's Mr. Ice in his veins. So he'll be able to provide a great offense for you because, it was really tough to see how the offense go on during the season after the Doncic trade. So I really think that's going to be very essential for the Dallas Mavericks. But the deficiency that he has is defense. And what does Nico Harrison say, everybody? Defense wins championships. So you're adding a guy like D'Angelo Russell and you are claiming that defense wins championships? Yeah, let's see how that works out for you. Because, bro, you already have a great rim protector in Anthony Davis. And that's what else is your defense but besides that? So, D'Lo, if you want to stay on this team for 2 years, bro, and maybe get a better contract after the 2 years, then, bro, you're going to have to play some really great defense. If you don't play great defense, then you're going to be out of here after 2 years. So, it's definitely really crazy. Mavericks are obviously struggling right now. They don't have Kyrie Irving. He might miss all of the 25-26 season. So this trade is definitely really essential for them with the loss of Kyrie Irving. And we'll see how great the team does if he ends up coming back later in the year. But that's really highly unlikely. He could return in March, February. And, he needs some time to get back in shape, work out, and, be able to get his offensive handling and shooting ability back. So not going to be easy at all. But that's actually a pretty great trade for Dallas. But Nico Harrison, if you're worried about defense so much, brother, I don't know how that's going to work out for you. So, D'Lo, make sure you play some great defense because Nico Harrison's probably going to get pissed off if you don't. And one last free agency thing, Brook Lopez has signed with the Los Angeles Clippers. He's not going to be playing with his former Brooklyn Nets coach, and this is probably a really great plus for them right now because they have a lot of big men right now because Brook Lopez is a really great center. And leaving Milwaukee, he needs a better chance because Giannis ain't it and Dame ain't it. So we're starting to see the Bucks start to dismantle a little bit, and that's really hard to see. And, we don't know if Giannis is potentially going to be out of there after free agency ends. Who knows? He potentially could be out of there. Who knows? But he said he might stay, but it's highly unlikely. So make sure you guys keep your eyes open for that. But obviously, you're not playing with Zubac and you're playing with Batum, so they're going to have a lot of great bigs. And, I really feel like these bigs are going to be essential. Zubac, he has to ball out a little more. Batum, he is very old, and he's on, the last legs of his career. So he has to make sure he balls out. But that's a great trade for them. Now they have a better center. And, Kawhi Leonard, not too long left in his contract, so he potentially could be out of there after his contract is up. Not too long, but let's see how that trade goes. Wow, I really think it's a great trade for the Clippers and all, and I really think that they could be able to use his pick great, and I really think it's going to be essential for them. But anyways, that's all the free agency I got for you guys. Peace out, and I'll catch you guys in the next episode. We will be talking about football.